Well, this video is just an audio. It does not have a visual. And that is because I want you to carefully pay attention to what I am going to talk about right now. You might even want to close your eyes and listen to each word which I am going to say to process it better. It might even help you if you just close your eyes and pay attention so that you can just shut one of your senses of vision and can just pay close attention to what I'm gonna say. So here it goes. This is about self-love. We all have complexes. Short, height, fat, skinny, skin tones, complexion, etc. We must not pile them up. Our little complexes do not help us be ourselves. They take us away from who we are truly meant to be. They make us a little less awesome than the amazing person we are meant to be. So why not we start working on these complexes? Why do we run away from them? Like I have worked today on one of my major fears, my hair, which I'm very conscious about. I didn't get rid of it, as in I didn't get rid of the fear or how I am so conscious about it. I experimented with it. The most extreme experiment. The idea is to face it and eventually be comfortable with it. Comfortable with being yourself. Yeah, that sounds funny, but there is so much noise out there in this chaotic world that it is quite easy for you to lose yourself in all this chaos. So the story goes back to my childhood, in my school days essentially. Well, in my school, I was mocked a lot for my short hair, almost a bald kind of an hairstyle. I didn't really understand why, but sometimes things good or bad just happen to us. Even if we have all the control in the world, we just can't deny this fact that life just happens to us at times. What happened to me in school was nobody's fault. I don't blame anyone for that. While it might be simple mockery and fun for some, it took a toll on my self-esteem, my self-image. So much so that it made me underconfident. I loved public speaking, but this underconfidence started interfering with that. I just wasn't able to give my 100% on stage because I would constantly be thinking about what others are thinking about me, and that would interrupt my thought pattern. But as I grew up, I realized that it was none of their fault who made fun of me, and it is never their fault. As I introspected, I just figured out that we have to take control. We are social animals. Like, we will go out there, meet so many people, socialize. That is something we just cannot stop. And there are so many people with whom we will meet in our regular engagements due to our work, our education, and just how we go about life. And that it's impossible to delete people from your life. Earlier, my simple answer would be that, it's just surround yourself with people who love you and just cut off from people who are negative or who make you feel bad or who judge you or who criticize you for being who you are. But that is simply not possible. And more so, even more so in today's world, where the world is getting more and more connected, it's just simply impossible to remove those people, to get away from them, to distance yourself to some extent, but then you'll keep on meeting people who'll judge you or criticize you or will have opinions on you, about you. So where's the solution? Well, this solution is the last introspection I had. So when I introspected, I figured out. I realized that it was none of their fault who made fun of me or who judged me, who had opinions about me. Because you see, when people grow up, people are born raw, they're not born sensitive or sensible, and they can't just, make everyone feel nice all the time. And I'm sure we are also like that, also not like that. A lot of times we also do unintentionally tend to hurt people in small laughs or when we make fun of them and we think that it's not affecting them that much. So listen to this solution very carefully. No matter what people say about you, all those opinions and those judgments come to you, and all of it gets processed in your head. So it's completely upon you as to how much power you give to the people in your life. I'm simply asking to bring yourself back, to not leave parts of you out there and give the strings to people so that they can easily pull your emotions and play with your feelings as and when they like. It's extremely important to love this process of loving yourself through the change. And what I'm trying to say here is when we are getting on with our daily lives, when things are going as per plan, we are in a great relationship or we have a good job and we are pursuing our education and everything is going as per the plan, in those times as well, we know that we are scared of a few things. All of us have certain fears, parts that make us vulnerable, and we always keep them in dark. So, in our day to day lives, why don't we make effort to shed light on those parts, to reach out to those parts, to try to live them a little bit, to understand them better, to understand our emotions closely, to help us regulate those feelings and take control of them. When we are getting on with our normal lives, why don't we hit pause and visit those parts within us? And it's absolutely normal to shed some light in those dark areas within us, to shed a little light today, get accustomed with it, a little more tomorrow, and maybe illuminate that dark fear or that part that makes us vulnerable the following day, and get used to it and stand amidst that fear and feel it to the core and experience it. Because, my friend, that is the only way to overcome it. Even with mental experts or your friends, the people around you, they can show you the direction. But all of us have to walk our own journeys. And that is just the case. And there lies the biggest scope of improvement, of improving ourselves. To visit those dark paths and get over them and work on ourselves and be a little bit better every single day. So, here or not here, all I'm trying to say is just love yourself and own your beliefs, your opinions, your perception of the world, and just try to be the most authentic version of yourself. Don't try to change the people because that is impossible. Instead, try to change how those people affect you in your life. Live your fears, live them authentically to the core. Stand amidst what you are really fearful about. Try to understand where they come from, what are those roots. And once you reach those roots, then just plug them away and plant seeds of honesty, of sincerity, of being sensitive and inclusive. And just be sensitive and sensible, being the most authentic version, as I said. And above that, love your flaws. Your shortcomings make you as much you, who you are, as much as your strengths. Try to work on those flaws, but first, to work on them, you need to accept them and make them your own. Only then you will be able to overcome them. Don't try to chase perfection. Perfection is not a destination or something which can be achieved. You can just try to be a little better every day, because if you try to do that, you will be you might end up being someone who has reached closest to the perfection. Or even if you are perfect one day, then there is always scope for improvement, and you can always push the boundary of what that perfect was. And the best part about it all, about having this human mind which is constantly learning and evolving, you always have the choice of living new experiences and adding as much colors to the palette of your personality as you want. And I might tell you this, friend, the day you truly love yourself, you'll be able to breathe in a way which you have never experienced. And that day, when you truly love yourself, that day, even when someone makes fun of you, you will just think that you are spreading smiles. Well, this was about self love. Until next time, peace.